All right, what's up, guys? We're back here, episode number 15. Gonna go collect our crops, do our dailies, and yeah, wow, we got a big surprise here. Something else sold, so it looks like all we had up there was soil, maybe. So we have 1.89 BSLT right now. Wow, that's very cool. So let's touch upon this and earning BSLT. So you sell items on the auction house, right? Yours doesn't have to be the lowest priced item. You don't have to have the cheapest item. Sometimes items mistakenly sell, items, charity sell. Maybe someone watched the stream last night or the video last night and felt bad for my 0.99 mistake, for example. Random stuff happens. Like, this is a form of getting lucky, obviously. Someone bought it had to be our soil because that's the only thing that we have for sale, right? Let's see. Yeah, so someone bought soil, it looks like, for 0.33 BSLT. Let's go back into the quest. Let's go check out the mailbox. So we need to do all these quests. Middle crystal, okay. We actually have one of these. Nice, we got one of those from the harvest right now. So we can do that. We can get 50 Archeum and 100 labor. And so our new plan, so we have a plan now, guys. And this is something you have to talk about, is you have to be flexible. As a free-to-play player, if your original plan does not work, you have to just be throwing audibles and going to different areas. So we were going to go and sell our crops, our skin, and our fabric to make some BSLT, but that didn't work because the economy tanked and all this stuff was worth literally nothing when we got to level 30. So that is very possible. Supply and demand is always changing. So you can see this is worth 0.0071, and then this is 0.0065. So I mean, if we can pick it up for 0.0071, nope. So that was a fake number. But even so, if we pick it up for 0.009, and then we convert it into the other ones, but we don't have enough money. So you can see that costs 3.2 BSLT. So we would have to buy this one right here that costs 1.1 BSLT, and then we can convert it. But you always have to factor in there's a 10% auction house fee, which we failed to do. We did a little bit yesterday, but we had horrible math. We forgot that it's going to round down, and it's going to take 1.1 away, or 0.11 away. So if we were to buy the ski in here, for example, it would be 0.0091 times 5. That comes out to 0.045. Then we would end up selling it, processed fabric, and it would be 0.065 if it's the highest. But again, we don't have to sell it at the highest or the lowest price. So we could put it up here, and we could put it up here for like 0.08, and maybe someone buys it, right, guys? Like, you don't have to have the lowest price. And we touched upon this in the other video. It only costs you silver and gold to actually list things on the auction house. So you might as well just throw a lot of stuff up on the auction house in small quantities and quantities that people actually want. So then someone might come up and, buy it because they want that quantity, they want that amount, or, yours is the best value, or they misclick, for example. Like, a lot of factors happen into this. So something that is very, very interesting, as we'll touch on this, Shadagun ore, so the arcane, these guys are quite rare, very, very rare, right? So you get them via crafting and upgrading, and you can see they've had a pretty steady price around 350, 450, 575 that day. This day went all the way up to 949, 500, 500, 500, 500, 400, and so forth, right? So 300. So all these, they looks like the average is about 300 to 400 BSLT, right? But there was this one day that 2 actually sold for 900 and 999 BSLT. And guess what, guys? The one that sold for 999 BSLT was mine. And the only reason it sold was because I put it up on the auction house for 999 BSLT, and someone bought it. there was nothing else on the auction house or someone misclicked. Like, so put things up for high prices sometimes, because you never know what might happen. And that's, you know, we got lucky, obviously. And we sold one of these, like I said, for 999 BSLT. But you never know. When there's such a small supply like this, you could even potentially, you know, buy all these guys up and then try to relist them. There's 3 available right now for sale, and these 2 are like brand new. So there's a lot of cool things that you can do to potentially make money. Obviously, things cost and investments. So we don't have money on this account to actually do that or to buy Shadowgun ores in this version, because we have 1 BSLT right now. But, you know, if you have more BSLT, these are the games that you can play. And this is why I said it becomes easier to actually earn BSLT once you have some of it, because you can actually start playing in the auction house and start doing, you know, buying and selling, trying to flip items and try to make your BSLT this way. And this is the most common way that people will make their BSLT, is by flipping items. So getting your first couple BSLT is so important. And we did have our new plan. Our new plan is still the same. We are going to go and we're going to make Shadowgun ores. And we're going to sell this. So we need 3 fabric, we need 3 ores, and we need 3 lumbers. So what we're going to do, now that we have 1 BSLT that we can actually make money off of potentially, we're going to go and try and see if there's anything that we can buy that we can convert into profits. You see, all these are very, very high. So if anyone is poor like me, we have to buy a higher, more expensive priced log. It's like we could barely afford this one right here, and we're already paying 0.0089 for it, whereas the cheapest one is 0.0067. So that is known as like a spread, and the price difference is significant. So let's go lumber and see what lumber is. So lumber's at 0.00 or 0.046. And you do need to know what the critical numbers are. So for fabric, lumber, and ore, it's all like, I think it's 3, 15, and 50 are the critical numbers that are needed in the crafting recipes. And so you learn those by just studying the folio and studying what these things are used for. So you go over here, you go materials, and you go lumber, and you check and see all of the items that lumber is used for. So lumber is used here. Then we have 50 to make a trade pack. We use 3 to make Shadowgun ore. It's also used in storage. It's 30 there. And then lumber is also used in just random crafts for your house. There's something to that you also have to factor is, and you have to think about the future, because maybe prices are too low and you don't think like, oh, I can make any money right now off of these items. So you plan to hold on to them and sell them in the future when they might be worth more. That's a risky strategy because the game is constantly producing these items, so the prices in theory should keep going down. So this one, we defeat 100 monsters. Okay, that's more doable for a solo player. If we could find parties and raids, we would definitely do harder ones of these. But there's no real parties or raids for level 30s. We got supply grain. We don't have grain. That's 20 of the grains too. Like, that's a lot of grains. It gives 60 Archeum though. Let's see if grain is worth anything. So at this point it's what do we do with this BSLT that we have? This is the very big question. We could buy the grain, and that's just going to get us some Archeum. But I think the better use is to look at the ores, the fabric, 0.0059. Okay. and see if we can just spend some of our labor. Yeah, this is going to be not bad right here. 0.0059, and then these guys are 0.004, so let's do the math on that. Alright, so we got 0.0059. We're going to times it by 5. That's going to come out to 0.029. And then we can sell it for, we have to take that 10% off. So we can sell it for approximately 0.0, let's take 10% off. So let's take 0.05 off of that. So it's going to be 0.0375, which means we're going to gain a little bit of profit here. So we're going to gain 0.008 profit per the labor that we spend on each of these crafts, if we sell it that cheap. So let's see, should we sell it that cheap? No. Let's not sell it that cheap. I mean, we could attempt to sell it higher. So we'll attempt to sell it at like we could attempt to sell it at this 0.05 mark. Yeah, because if you look at the sales too, so the highest sell was 0.17. So whether that's a misclick or someone just buying a very small quantity. And so you have to study the auction house. That's a bad sign though. So the highest one, oh no, that's actually a good sign. So the lowest one was 0.03, and then the highest one was 0.33. Okay, so let's go get the ore. So the ore looked like the best. And there's also one that's just really cheap right there, so we can pick that up.
You have mail. Visit the nearest mailbox to retrieve it.
Then we can save 3 of these for our craft. So we're trying to build up, and we have enough skin, and we have enough ore now. So the only thing that we need is we actually need the wood. So if we planned this out correctly, if we did this correctly, we would have been planting the wood right now instead of the mining drills. And so once again, this is why we've kept our labor. So now we have labor to just play around with. This is not the most probably efficient way to spend your labor, but this is how you can get some BSLT right now. Like, sure, there are probably other ways or other things that you want to spend with your labor, but the other thing that I want to do with my labor is coin purses, but I need level 41 coin purses to actually make it worthwhile to open them at today's current values. So pretty much efficiency goes out the window when you're trying to gather resources in the beginning like this, like you're just hunting for BSLT. Because once you got BSLT, then you saw that we had enough to buy this ore, and now we're able to process it, and now we can slowly but surely make more BSLT off of this. The interesting thing here too is that we don't even need to be fighting mobs or killing anything actually anymore to make the BSLT. All the BSLT that we're really going to be making is going to come from the auction house, which comes from items and materials, and we really have no reason to go kill mobs besides doing these daily quests to get labor, to get Archeum, because we have plenty of gold. It's not going to cost as much gold. So we're just looking for easy quests that we can do. So 100 mobs is fairly hard and difficult. The only other thing too is that by doing these quests, we'll eventually level up and get, enough power that we can actually get into fighting the level 41 mobs and then start opening up those coin purses. So we can do stacks of 15. if we do 2 stacks of 15, and we have to put it at least 1. So that would put it at 0.06. So it's a little bit on the high side. I think that's why people are selling them in stacks of 20. But we can give this a shot. Like, again, it doesn't cost us anything to list it. It costs 5 silver. So we can put it up here for this, and we can see if someone buys it. Like I said, it does not hurt us to attempt this. And now we don't have to worry about making it, 0.1, 1.1, because we have a little bit of extra BSLT. So if this sells, then we'll be able to buy another item. And we're going to go ahead and do a small one. Just because, we learned our lesson that you can't make money if you don't have it listed on the auction house. So let's go ahead and just throw this up there and see if anyone wants to buy 3 for 1 BSLT. The same thing can be said. We're not using our ski-in right now, so we're going to go ahead and just put it up there for 1 BSLT just to see if anyone wants to buy it. And if someone buys it, great. Then we just buy more and, process it and craft it and do the whole process over. Make sure we didn't underprice our fabric. Nope. So most likely no one's going to buy any of those things, right? But if they do, we get some free BSLT. Oh, did someone even purchase it already? That's the soil. Nope. And if not, we get the items back in the mailbox, and then we just continue on with our plan of using our Archeum and our labor to make those Shadowgun ores. And those should sell, because we can price them at the lowest. Alright, so. The question is, do we really want to give up our resources to try and do something like this? So I think the answer to that is probably yes. So let's re-roll this quest and see if we can hit some easier mission. Alright, cool. So we got to supply meat. That one is easy. We've got meat right there. And so we're done with that one. Nice. So the other thing we could look at, what could the meat craft? And so the meat crafts some cooking dishes. So unfortunately, we need a bunch of these. We need a lot of different materials. So this is from the vendor. This was the meat that we had. We would need grain, and then we would need a base crystal. We don't have any of these. These comes from the Shadowgun, ores. So this is something that we could potentially do in the future. I don't know if these are worth anything. Let's go look on the meat dishes and see how much a meat dish is. Yeah, so no, we need to do multiple crafts. So like they're selling for 0.028, so definitely not worth it for all the resources. But yeah, that would be it. This is a little tutorial on the auction house and listing and selling items. So happy that we were able to get that extra BSLT, whether it was a mistake or a donation or whatever. That was just whew. But yeah, we should have put down logs, trees, because that's the only other material that we need, and then we can craft our Shadowgun ore. So next time we're going to be planting some trees, and then hopefully if anything sells, we'll buy the logs or see what else is good and go from there. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. This is the Let's Play series, and we are finally starting to earn that BSLT. We'll be coming back more frequently now to collect harvesting and do this stuff. because this is very, very important, and we want to get this done. And we also have a daily quest still to finish up. So collecting this, harvesting it, 8.5 hours, that is what you want to be doing. That's how you get your resources. And then, yeah, I don't know if we'll do the kill 100 mobs. Like, we'll see. We'll see on that. Oh, yeah, thanks for the persons that pointed out that it says completed here. I'm blind, can't see things sometimes. So, yep, definitely says completed, so you don't have to worry about, did I do it? Did I not do it? Did I do it? Did I not do it? But yeah, this one, again, not terrible. 100 mobs, they got to be level 30 or higher. That is a little bit more difficult because we are weak right now. Combat power is only 24, but we could level up some of our gears. We could do that. That's not out of the question. Do we have any more infusions? Not really. We can also progress with the green storylines, and then we get skill notes. So we get our first skill book, which is good. All right, guys, I'll talk to you next time. We'll see you in the next episode. Later.